I've been microdosing a GLP1 plus other peptides for about 2 years now, so get ready with me. I'm gonna tell you all the things. At 42 years old, I was in the thick of it. I had horrible anxiety, brain fog, depression, and weight gain. The inflammation was out of control. I wake up in the morning and my fingers were so swollen that my rings wouldn't even fit on them. And every time I would eat, I looked like I was 6 months pregnant. I would be so bloated. It was super painful. Honestly, did not know what was going on with me. And at 42, it felt really lonely. At the age of 40, I actually started feeling a lot of these symptoms. But when I went to my general practitioner, they only prescribed an antidepressant and sent me on my way. So at 42, when everything started to be really heightened, I found a functional practitioner and he actually listened. He put me on hormone replacement. That alone wasn't solving all my problems. And as much as hormone replacement balanced out my hormones, I still couldn't kick the weight. I had gained over 25 pounds. In fact, I was watching so many women online, seeing them lose their weight, getting all of this muscle, and I was doing the same thing. I was eating well, I was staying away from processed foods, sugars. I was in the gym working out 5 to 6 times a week. The weight just kept packing on. Even my body fat continued to go up despite eating so much protein and lifting heavy weights. I remember going back to my functional practitioner and basically crying that I don't know what else to do. That's when he looked at me and asked me if I'd ever tried a GLP-1. Of course, I had absolutely no clue what a peptide was. And then I went home and researched and was like, that can't be for me. So I continued to do all of the same things. And guess what? The weight kept piling on. My joints continued to hurt. The inflammation got worse. So I finally caved, went back to my functional practitioner and said, I need help. I started on tirzepatide at a very small dose. First thing I noticed was my inflammation after the first week was almost gone. And after about 6 months, the 25 pounds that I had gained was gone. I lost the weight slow and steady, so I didn't lose muscle and I did not have any other side effects. But after 2 years of using a GLP-1 with other peptides, my joint pain, my brain fog, my weight gain, my inflammation, all of it is gone. I tell this story because I get a lot of judgment on here. People that don't believe in what I'm doing, but then there's a lot of women that are benefiting from my story. And if I could go back and help that 42-year-old me by putting myself out on the line and sharing things that are working instead of hiding it, I would tell my story over and over again. So if you're in the thick of perimenopause, there are so many midlife tools and you're not cheating. You're not lazy and you don't lack willpower. I share my story so that you know that there are answers out there. Do your research and always do what's right for your own body.